Hello students, a very good morning to all of you. So today in this video we are going to discuss the last one topic in this chapter. The topic is cell organelles. Alright, so now you already know about cell organelles. Cell organelles are the components which are embedded in cytoplasm. So there are several cell organelles are suspended in cytoplasm, right? And each organelle is surrounded by its individual membrane. So whether you have a plant cell and animal cell, everywhere you can see each cell organelles. Alright. So here the important cell organelles which are present inside the cell: endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, lysosomes, mitochondria, plastids and vacuoles. Alright. So these are the important cell organelles, but here we will not get detail to each of these cell organelles. Here I am going to discuss the function of the cell organelles, but structure of each cell organelles we will discuss in our higher classes. So now the first important cell organelle is endoplasmic reticulum. So what is endoplasmic reticulum? Endo means inside. Plasmic means plasmic is related to cytoplasm. Alright. And reticulum means network. Because endoplasmic reticulum is something which is present in cytoplasm, right? You know that every cell organelles are embedded in cytoplasm. So here endoplasmic reticulum is present in cytoplasm, and these endoplasmic reticulum are tubular, round and oblong structures. Here you can see, means shape is not very specific. They may be round and tubular shape. So this entire network you can see here, and you also have seen this type of network in plant cell and animal cell. This entire network is called endoplasmic reticulum, which is present in both plant cell as well as animal cell. Alright, and they are located around the nucleus. Look-wise, they look in different cells depending on its function. So endoplasmic reticulum is two types: rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. You have seen this structure here. If you can consider, this is tube-like structure, and it is like several tube structure which are connected to each other. You can see here they are connected to each other. So this network is endoplasmic reticulum. Now these are called rough endoplasmic reticulum, and these endoplasmic reticulum are called smooth endoplasmic reticulum. You can see here. So what are the difference between rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum? Why they are called rough and why they are called smooth? That's because if you see a rough endoplasmic reticulum, you see a lot of dots here. I mean, you see a lot of dots over it, and smooth surface is not going to have any dots. Here you can see, here no dots are present, right? So in rough endoplasmic reticulum, rough surface, you have ribosomes. You can see this dot, these dots are ribosomes, means the dots which you see, they are ribosomes. Now what do each ribosomes do? What's the function of ribosomes? So ribosomes synthesize the protein or we can say that proteins are synthesized these ribosomes. So this type of reticulum called rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, but the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, they do not have ribosomes, so proteins are present here. Okay, so protein are present in both of them. Protein are present here, means proteins are there but the ribosomes are not there. All right, in smooth endoplasmic reticulum, protein is also present here, but here ribosomes are not present. So that's why it has a continuous surface. You can see it has a continuous surface, and that is a smooth surface. And here in this case the surface is granular, means present. Granular means the presence of granules of ribosomes. Alright. Now, what are the importance of endoplasmic reticulum? Means why it is important organelles in the cell. So, it helps in manufacturing of proteins and lipids, and it used in building of plasma membrane and used as enzyme and hormones. And the third one function is endoplasmic reticulum acts a channel to transports material to different parts of the cells. So this endoplasmic reticulum helps in transport uh, in substances. So whatever substances will come out of the nucleus through the nuclear pore, that is taken in rough endoplasmic reticulum and it's sent to smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and this is sent to different parts of a body. So that's how it helps in transportation in material to the different parts of the cells, and it also helps to detoxify poison and drugs. And this is also a very important function of endoplasmic reticulum. So you have seen here endoplasmic reticulum is tubular, round and oblong structure, and two types of structure you have: rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. In rough endoplasmic reticulum, you have a dots here. Okay, so these dots are nothing but ribosomes. Okay, and now smooth endoplasmic reticulum, as a name says, that it is a smooth tubular structure. Okay, and protein and lipids manufacture here. Endoplasmic reticulums acts a channel to transport material to different parts of the cells. This is very important function of endoplasmic reticulum. And also one important function is detoxify poison and drugs. All right, the next one is Golgi apparatus. So Camillo Golgi first described it. Okay, Camillo Golgi first described about Golgi apparatus, and these are network of membrane bound vesicles and arranged parallel to each other. It is look like endoplasmic reticulum. So there also you saw network of vessels, but here each vessels parallel to each other, and such type of network together form a Golgi apparatus. So these are mostly seen in cell, and it is responsible for the secretion of chemical substances like enzymes, hormones and proteins. So secretion is one of the important function of Golgi apparatus, and it also help to storage of various cellular secretion like enzyme, proteins and cellulose. All right. Now the next one is mitochondria. So mitochondria is also known as powerhouse of the cell. So mitochondria, they are small bodies that occur in large numbers. And a mitochondria consists of an outer membrane, an inner membrane, and you know that matrix is also present inside the mitochondria. And they have their own DNA and ribosomes, which are used for making some of their own proteins. So that's why they are called semi-autonomous organelles. Okay. And mitochondria have enzymes necessary for the oxidation of glucose, uh, and it releasing energy in the form of ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate, and so therefore they are called powerhouse of the cell. Means they provide energy for all the activities, and this energy is produced by the oxidation of food. So that's why they are called powerhouse of the cell. Now the next one is vacuoles, and these are sac-like structures. Plant cell have, you know that plant cell have large vacuoles as compared to animal cells, and vacuoles store soluble food, wastage and secretions of cell dissolved in water as cell sap. So now the next one is plastid. So these are present only in plant cell. Plastids are present only in plant cell, and plastids contain certain pigments that helps specific role to play in the functioning of plants. So plastid, the most important function of the plastid to manufacture the food of the plant bodies by the process of photosynthesis. So that's why they are called kitchen of the cell. So plastid are three types: chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. So if we talk about chloroplast are green plastids. They contain chlorophyll, right? Chlorophyll means green pigment which help in photosynthesis. Now, if we talk about chromoplast, so chromoplast contain non-green pigment that give color to flowers and fruits. And if we talk about leucoplast are colorless plastid which help in storage of food.